Mel Tucker. Coach, if you want to start us off with a opening statement, we'll get to questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yes. First, I'd like to thank Iowa for hosting us, safely, and our medical staff and our personnel to continue to give us a chance to compete, with our protocols, and they've done an outstanding job. And we have opportunity to go out and play the game that we love. We have a tremendous amount of work to do. We have to get tougher. We have to be more physical, and we have to play smarter. So as I said, as I continue to say, this is the beginning for us. We trust the process that we have. We have to go back to East Lansing. We have to watch the film. We have to make the corrections, okay, and do the work, okay, and put in the work so we can be tougher, so we can be more physical, so we can play harder, so we can play smarter next week. And that's what has to be done.
All right, great. Our first question goes out to Chris Laurie with the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Mel, I guess, coming out of the gate, what was it? Was it emotion? Was it a letdown a little bit, maybe coming off the Michigan game? Was it that first drive? What really kind of set the tone today?
Well, I believe they came out and they set the tone at the line of scrimmage and ran the football. And so, I didn't see any indications from a letdown standpoint. You have to give them credit. They came out and they won the battle in the trenches. On defense, we need to be able to set the edge and build a wall, okay, and stop the run and make them one-dimensional and force the quarterback to beat us on a consistent basis from the pocket. And that did not happen. It took us a couple of series before we were able to match the physicality and the tempo in the line of scrimmage, and then we were able to get stops. But they started fast, and I give them credit for that.
We'll next go to Matt Charbonneau.
Mel, I wanted to ask about Rocky. We know he was coming back, kind of a homecoming for him. He really looked like he struggled today. Was he banged up at all during that game? And did you think about taking him out earlier and maybe getting Peyton or some other guys some work in that second half?
No, we did not. We did not talk about taking him out. If he's out there, he's able to play, and so that's what him and anyone else on the team. I mean, this is the ultimate team sport, and so you never want to leave it up to one guy, and collectively we have to play better. Totally unacceptable in terms of the performance. Like, our standard is higher, okay, much higher than what we've shown. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to take a hard look at every single play, every single player. It's going to be an evaluation, then it's going to be corrections, and then we're going to go back to work.
Next, we'll go out to Lindsey Huddleston.
Mel, just curious to know what the tone of your halftime message was, because it seemed that was a very strong, powerful drive after halftime. So what was the tone of that message that got the guys going when they came out of the locker room?
We talk about not looking at the scoreboard. It was not just today; it's any day. And you play the next play. We knew we were going to get the ball to start the half, and we talked about marching down the field and scoring, and we were able to run the ball at times in the first half. We had some runs. We had some opportunities in the passing game, okay? And so we knew that we would be able to do that. Consistency in performance is how you become successful. Consistency in performance, okay? And so right now, it was inconsistent, and this is the result that you get. And so in order for us to be consistent, okay, we have to improve, okay, at every position, offense, defense, and special teams. We lost the field position battle. We lost on special teams, but obviously, and I told the players after the game, and I told them during the game in the second half, okay, the things that we were able to do well, whatever they were, we will build on those things. We will build on those. They will be building blocks, because that's what we're capable of doing. Okay? And then the things that we didn't do well, we will get those things cleaned up. It's either going to be physical, mental, or structural. on each play that we grade. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be one of those three. Okay, and then we're gonna go about correcting and fixing those things, however we need to do it. You know, and that's going to be. We have to work harder. Okay, we have to become tougher. We have to be more physical, technique and fundamentals. You know, we have to find guys that can make more plays on special teams. We have to be more relentless. Okay, in all three phases. You know, that's what it's going to take. You know, you have to give them credit. Okay, they came out and established the line of scrimmage, and they played good hard-nosed football. We knew that that was a team that could easily have been 2-0 coming into this game. We knew what it was going to be. You know, and so, you know, we're gonna have to build, okay, on this. And there's pain. Okay, people respond to two things. They respond to pain and pressure. Pain and pressure. Okay, and there's a lot of pain right now in our locker room, our coaching locker room, and our player locker room. Okay, and we're going to get better by applying pressure on ourselves as coaches and players, okay, and create an environment that will allow us to improve. Environment and expectations. Environment and expectations are the two biggest indicators to give you a chance to get better. So that's why I'm looking forward to getting back to East Lansing. Okay, and getting back to work.
Got it. Thank you for that, Mel.
Our next question will go to Graham Couch with the Lansing State Journal.
Hey, Mel, I'm wondering what conversations you might have had with Rocky during the game or anything he said to you after the game. Just a guy who's been clearly a profound leader for you guys early on, where his head is, and just what you say to a guy like that after what was a game that he said he circled on his calendar for a long time and goes like this.
Yeah, well, you know, he was consistent and emotionally throughout the game. You know, and we talked during the game about continue to play the next play, move on. You know, execution. Continue to lead. Stay with your players. Stay with your guys. Stay with them. Okay, and keep working. That's what we talked about. Okay, and then after the game, we talked about the same thing. You know, because that's what you have to do in this game of football. Okay, and as you build, okay, you're going to get punched in the mouth at times. Okay. And the question is, how do you respond to a loss? Okay. And when your back is against the wall, you got to come out swinging. Okay. And that's the conversation. Okay. And so we're going to find out. But I know there's a process to it. Okay. And he's bought in. Okay, he understands it. Okay, it is what it is. It was not a good day. It was not a good performance. Not just by one phase, but in all three phases. Okay, so we're going back to work relentlessly.
Our next question comes from Rico Beard.
Coach, you kind of answered my question I was about to ask you, is how do you prepare and get your team ready for this Indiana game? Is it possible that we could see some new people at new positions, or, you know, new people coming up from the second string?
Well, everything is predicated on how we do in practice, because everything is earned. There's nothing that's given. There's no set lineup. You know, it's about performance. What have you done today? That will determine who's on the field. You know, and You know, that's just what it is. And there's no gray about it. It's black and white. Who gives us the best chance? And we're going to have opportunities to practice, okay, and compete throughout the week. Okay, we're going to have our pad. We're going to have the pads on. Okay, we're going to have physical practices. Okay, and then we're going to decide, you know, who's going to be on the field, and that's going to be it's a continuous evaluation. Everything is an evaluation every single day. You know, there's nothing set in stone.
Our next question, we go to Matt Wenzel. Live.
Hey, Mel, we saw a lot of Tyler Hunt today at tight end. We didn't see Matt Dodson and Chris Jackson either. I was wondering if you had an update on either of those two players.
Guys are banged up.
Okay, and then secondly, you talked about the run game improvement from last week, and I know you already kind of mentioned the offensive line. And, you know, the line play today. I guess, was there anything else you saw in the, you know, to contribute to the run game kind of regressing from last week?
You know, I have to look at the tape, you know, and see it doesn't take much. If you're playing against a good stout front, okay, and if you're not right, okay, then you're not going to be successful. So, you know, we're going to take a close look at it. And I know one thing. I know that when we take a look, we will be able to identify what the problem was, and then we will be able to take the necessary steps to get it fixed. Get it fixed, and continue to move forward. You know, but that's what it is. I mean, I can't wait to watch the tape. I'm gonna probably watch the tape they'll load my laptop up right now, and we'll watch on the bus, watch on the plane. I mean, because the sooner we can watch the tape and the sooner we can find out what happened, the sooner we can get the corrections, and the sooner we can move on to the next game.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Rico Cooney with Spartan Mag.
How you doing, Coach? Weird grab part of my question there, but I'm gonna move into another direction here. Do you think because of the situation with Rocky and the emotions surrounding today's game that maybe he pressed in areas during the game today to make a play?
Yeah, you know, I did not see that. I didn't feel that. You know, I didn't feel that during the week. You know, and so again, you know, we need to watch the tape and find out what happened. You know, it's you know, we're not just gonna be transparent with each other, but we're gonna be open, which means like communicate what happened, what did you see, what were you thinking, why did you do what you did? Not just him, but on the O-line, running back, tight end, D-line, defensive end, setting the edge and building a wall, linebacker, secondary, special teams, the gunners, you know, directional kicking, you know, all those things, you know. We're just gonna be very open and honest in conversations. That's how we work, you know. And there's no need to press. Trust the process, okay? Own it, what happened. Trust the process. Do not lie to yourself. Okay, we got beat today, okay, in all three phases. Okay, now what's next? What's next? And then go about doing that. Okay, because we've got a lot of work to do, a lot of work, because we need to build. We need to build. We got to find what we can build on. Okay, what we can build on and start there. And we got to get some things cleaned up, and that's why we're here. That's our job.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll take two final quick ones here. Chris Solari followed by Matt Charbonneau, and then that'll be it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Mel, I know you kind of mentioned a little bit with the offensive line. You kind of went with a set group right there. Where do you feel you guys are at depth-wise? particularly with Matt Allen being out. And is that a place where you kind of need to maybe build that depth to generate more in the run game?
Yeah, I mean, we have the players that we have. And when you talk about depth, you know, it's like whoever's out there, those are the guys we feel like give us the best chance. And we're always, your job as a coach is to teach, motivate, and develop players. Do we need to develop our guys? Yes. Not just the backups, we need to develop the starters. You know, and at every single position. Okay, there's no excuses, no explanations. Football is a game of injuries. Guys are going to be out. Guys are going to be banged up. You know that's going to be the case. Okay, and then it's the next man up. And if you're on the field, you're a starter. Okay, so we're going to continue to build. We're going to continue to develop guys. Okay, and we got, you know, we have a week. Okay, to do it. Okay, and so we got serious work to do, like right away, immediately.
All right, we'll go out to Matt Charbonneau for the last one for Coach.
Mel, I just wanted to ask you about Antoine Simmons. We saw him out for long stretches, a little bit here and there. Was an injury thing with him, or was just you like some other combination? Just curious, you know, why we saw him kind of in and out.
Yeah, well, obviously he's our leader on defense, okay, and obviously he's a playmaker, okay. And when he gave us what he could give us, and when he was out there, he was going, and when he was not out there, he was not able to go, okay. And so he played hard while he was out there, you know, and that's what it is. It's not just at that position. There's other positions where, you know, you have what you have. You guys go how they can go. And if a guy can't go for whatever reason, then another guy goes in and he's got to go in there and make plays. You know, and then you have to fight and you got to continue to battle and continue to press forward. You know, we're not looking for explanations, like or excuses for why we didn't get it. We weren't able to get it done today. That's not what we're all about. That's not what we're all about. If you're on the field, okay, then you're expected to be able to execute and have the physicality and the technique and fundamentals it takes to win your one-on-one and win your box. Okay. So there's a tremendous amount of work that has to be done. And every player on our team is being coached, okay, and is to be on the field, and we need to develop. Okay, we have a tremendous amount of work to do. Okay, but we are motivated to do the work that's necessary to get our guys better and get our guys prepared for our next game. So that's where we are.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate what you guys do. Thank you so much.
We're going to have Rocky Lombardi and Antoine Simmons here shortly.
Hey guys, I got Rocky Lombardi right here. Just a few minutes. We really got to get going. Then I have Antoine Simmons for a few. So we're going to start it off with Rocky. How's it going?
All right, Rock. First question is going to go to Chris Solari with the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Rocky. This obviously wasn't what you probably envisioned coming back. I guess, what was that first half like for you, and how did you kind of emotionally deal with it? Coach said you kind of kept a level plane mentally on it, but how tough was that?
Yeah, it definitely was tough. This is not what I wanted to do coming home, but at the end of the day, we just got to learn from it. I try to stay as level-headed as I can, and I think I got better throughout the game. But obviously, turnovers they kill games.
Our next one, we're going to go out to Matt Charbonneau with the Detroit News.
Rocky, I wanted to ask, obviously those first couple of games, we saw you play really well. We saw that confidence. What changed today? Not saying you lost confidence, but we saw some indecision, some throws missed. Was it just the way the game started? And, when it starts like that, it's kind of hard to turn it around. Is that kind of what we saw out there a little bit today?
Yeah, I think I just tried to do a little bit too much. I saw that, we kind of need to make some plays, and I probably overstepped my boundaries a little bit. But, it comes back to just processing the play, playing each play as an individual game. And that's what we're going to do next week.
And I want to ask you real quick. We've talked a lot about your leadership, and today aside, Mel talks about the process. How important is it for you, especially in your role, to get this team to try and put this in the rearview mirror, and how do you do that over the next couple of days?
Yeah, it's really important. I think we do it exactly the way we did 2 weeks ago. We lost to Rutgers, which was a big loss, and the team, we didn't pout about it. We didn't think that we were just going to go 0-8. We came together and we ended up beating Michigan. So it's going to have to be the same thing this week. Go back, show up on Sunday, show up on Monday, ready to work, have a good week of practice, and then give Indiana our best.
We'll go out to Matt Wenzel with MLive.
Hey, Rocky, there was some speculation on the broadcast that you looked like you were playing fully healthy, maybe a lower body injury, and I think it was the pick that got returned for a score. It looked like the left leg or something couldn't really hold yourself up. Was there anything to that today?
No, I mean everybody's banged up. Everybody's got pain and injuries and whatever. So there's really nothing we can talk about there. We just got to execute the game plan.
Thanks, Rocky.
We'll go out to Rico Cooney with Spartan Mag.
Hey, Rocky, can you talk a little bit about, I guess, your mindset at the beginning of the game, then through the middle of the game, and then through the end of the game? I guess kind of the highs and lows and how you felt like you handled it and how you would want to handle a situation like that going forward.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the game, try to stay as level-headed throughout the whole game as I can. And I thought I was good at the beginning of the game, just execute the play, keep the drive alive, keep moving. And we did that. We had a few penalties that killed us, that killed our drives. And then towards the middle of the game, it started to get down. And in my head, I started feeling that I needed to do more than I should have, and that was a mistake, obviously, and that's something that I can look back on and fix. But towards the end of the game, I got back to that neutral thinking of process the play, treat every play as this individual game, execute the play, and then move on. So it's just I got to be level-headed that whole time, as well as our whole team.
In that respect, just as a follow-up, so this was probably a really big learning experience for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good learning experience for our whole team. I hate to have that rookie moment, so to speak, today, especially coming home. But at the end of the day, I'm going to learn from it and get better.
Thank you.
Okay, we got time for two final questions for Rocky. We'll go to Jim Comparoni and wrap up with Graham Couch.
Hey, Rocky, when the team gets behind like that, how difficult is it to try to execute against a defense like Iowa, the way they keep everything in front, and you're trying to press to make a play? How much difficult did it compound the way Iowa plays? First of all, and on that, one of the interceptions was that screen pass. You try to get it over. I think there was some pressure coming from the edge a little bit. Can you describe what happened on that play also? And was that an example of you maybe trying to press to create something?
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, it is extremely hard to move the ball quickly on Iowa's defense. They do a good job of keeping everything in front, like you talked about. You know where they're going to be. They're not going to make mistakes. They're going to be in their spots. So it was tough to move on. But ultimately, if you want to win games, that's what you got to do. That's what our team's got to work on. And I think we're close, but we just need to have just a little bit more patience and execute the game plan, myself especially. And then, yeah, that pick, it was just a little naked rollout, and I thought I had leverage on the out route, and I just didn't throw it far enough. Didn't quite get it out there. And yeah, probably should have thrown it away. A guy in my face. You just got to make smart play there.
Graham.
Yeah, Rocky, you only went deep twice this week after going deep, I think, 13 times last week. You completed both of them. Was that a lot of what Iowa was taking away? Just the way the game was going, the timing of it, that not being as much a part of the game plan as a week ago, what went into that?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of both. You know, that's one of their strengths as a defense, is taking away the big pass, and they do a good job of that. And also, that wasn't really our game plan. You know, we knew that they were strong in that category, so we're trying to attack them underneath and do what we could there. But you know, it's just about taking what the defense gives you. And against Iowa, they're not going to give you too many deep shots. So we took what we could, and we executed what we could.
Our final one's going to go to Chris Solari quickly.
Yeah, Rocky, I guess, can you talk a little bit about the day that Tyler Hunt had and his transition to becoming not just a tight end, but also a running weapon for you guys?
Yeah, I'm really proud of him. He's a fantastic athlete. You know, one of the best athletes on the team. People don't really give him enough credit for how athletic he is. And to come from punting to a skill position is a big deal, especially the mental part of the game. You know, when you're a punter, I was a punter, so you don't got to think about much. You know, kick it left, kick it right. But for him to come in and really understand the offense, know where to line up, know what adjustments to make, he's doing a good job, and he's only going to continue to get better.
All right. Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take questions for Antoine in the chat. We'll go out to Matt Charbonneau with the Detroit News.
Antoine, I first wanted to ask you about yourself. Not 100% today, is our understanding. Is that true?
I mean, I just couldn't go out there and be as productive as I have been in the past. You know what I mean? But that's no excuse. You know what I mean? When I was out there, I played hard. When Chase went out there, he played hard. Whoever was in there, they played hard. You know, I personally didn't feel like it was anything being missed of me out there. You know what I mean? We still had the thing. We got 3 and outs. Guys made plays.
Charlie Jones, Coach Price.
I mean, I don't really have too much to say about that question. I apologize.
What about the way this game started, especially initially? You know, they got off to such a good start. How hard is it when you get that first wave, kind of that first punch? How difficult is it to kind of pick yourself up off the mat when that game starts like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when the game started out and they were executing, they were able to do the things they wanted on offense, on defense, special teams. They're really just executing their game plan in all facets of the game, and it was hard for us to stay in it, but we stayed in it. You know what I mean? That second half, I think we came into halftime 35 points, and we ended the game. They were only able to get 2 touchdowns or something on us like that in the second half. So, I mean, we definitely fought our back ends off in that second half. The team kept fighting, and we responded, you know, and that's all we could do. You know, it's just to keep fighting and try to fight our way back into the game.
Next, we'll go out to Stephen Brooks with 24/7.
Hey, Antoine. Excuse me. What were you seeing from their run game that allowed them to be effective? Was it a lot of looks you guys hadn't seen, or was it just simply them sort of winning the point of attack fairly often? What did you see from their run game and why that was working?
I honestly feel they executed their game plan. You know, when they ran the ball, when they needed to run the ball, they ran the ball. You know, when they felt we were creeping up to the line too much, getting a little, playing the run a little bit too aggressively, they threw the ball over our heads. You know, they had a response, especially in the first half. They had a good response to pretty much everything they were doing. They had a good game plan and they executed. You know, I mean, I really can't really say too much or feel any type of way about it. They had a good game plan and they executed.
Thank you.
Next, we go to Matt Wenzel with M Live.
Hey, Antoine, we talked to Mel earlier this week. He said there wouldn't be a problem moving on from the win at Michigan. 35-0 in the first half today. Is there anything you, now looking back on, I think that maybe there was something that lingered for last week?
I mean, we just didn't execute. You know what I'm saying? We didn't execute our game plans. Defense, we made little mistakes. We had penalties, et cetera, and et cetera. And all of that being combined with a team executing their game plan, I mean, this is not a good combination of things. You know what I mean? It makes the game a lot harder for us. But like I said earlier, we responded. This team kept fighting. It wasn't no quit because we could have easily clocked out after that first half. I mean, you guys see it in college football all the time. Teams go into halftime down 35 points and they end the game 70 to like nothing. You know what I mean? So I was really proud of the team. I was really proud that we kept fighting and we just kept playing.
Thank you, Antoine.
Next, we'll go to Jim Comparoni with Spartan Mag.
Hey, sorry for the delay. Antoine, as the linebackers continue to get acclimated to the new defense, are there things that are still being learned in terms of gap assignment, gap integrity, and because it looks like there's some assignment errors at the linebacker level a little bit. Is it in the past with the one gap and you had your gap and everybody just fit them, not just you but linebackers, but it seems like there's a little more reading going on. Is there still a learning process there with linebackers fitting their gaps?
I personally don't think so. I mean, if you were able to watch the game and see that we were misfitting stuff and whatnot, you know what I mean? You can go ahead and tell me. Me personally, I really didn't see a whole lot of like far as misfits and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm not trying to sound crazy or anything, but if you feel that we were misfitting plays and whatnot, I would like to know those plays and et cetera. But also, of course, we're going to go into the film room tomorrow morning and we're going to break down the film and we're going to see what happened. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we didn't misfit anything, but I'm saying I didn't see anything from the sidelines. So, apologize.
That's okay.
All right, we got time for two final ones. We'll go to Rico Cooney and wrap up with Chris Solari. Rico?
Antoine, can you talk about what you're going to go into practice with this week as a leader of this
mindset?
Yes, and what are you going to deliver to your teammates and tell them how they need to be?
We just got to come ready to work. You know what I mean? There's no other way to put it. There's nothing else we can do. You know what I mean? It's not like we're going to throw in like Coach Chuck's going to have us do a new practice schedule or we're going to have a new lifting program or the training room is going to be different. They're going to give us different. Nothing's going to change from last week to this week. The practices are going to be the same. The lifts are going to be the same. Everything's going to be the same, but the mentality of this team, and we got to get better. And we just got to work. You know what I mean? We got to get better. We got to work. We got to know, we got to understand as a team that we got to execute our game plan because that's what allows us to win games. It's having a good week of practice and going out on Saturday and executing the game plan.
Thank you.
All right, our last question is going to be Chris Solari with the Detroit Free Press.
Antoine, you obviously have had an up and down start to the season from an emotional standpoint. One, how does having already bounced back from a tough loss help this team going into next week? And two, how do you kind of ride that wave out to get stability at this point?
Well, one, we have responded before. We have a tough team. We have tough guys. You know what I mean? This team wants to get better. We want to improve. We love everything we're doing right now, as far as the coaches, strength program, trainers, everything, dietitians, all of that. You know what I mean? We're responding to them. You know what I mean? When they ask us to do something, this team responds, and that's what we do. You know what I mean? As leaders, me, Rocky, everybody. You know what I mean? We're going to make it a priority to have this team ready to go Saturday and from here on out, because we can't be up and down, up and down, up and down. That's not how you win games. That's not how you become a good team. That's not how you become a good program. And this program is on its way up. You know, that's the goal. That's always been the goal, is to improve every week, and that's what we will do.
All right, Antoine, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We just had to get going. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Thank you.